The courtroom is supposed to be a place where justice is served, but sometimes the proceedings can take a dark turn. In this video, we will delve into some of the most horrifying events that have taken place inside courtrooms. From violent attacks to shocking outbursts, these incidents remind us of the potential danger that can lurk in what is meant to be a place of order and law. Get ready for a chilling look at the most horrific events in courtroom history in today's video. Number 1. In 2005, Brian Nichols was on trial for rape in a Georgia courtroom. During the trial, he overpowered a sheriff's deputy, took her gun, and proceeded to shoot and kill Judge Roland Barnes, court reporter Julianne Brandau, and Deputy Hoyt Teasley. He then fled the courthouse and went on a shooting spree throughout Atlanta, killing another man before being captured by police the next day. The incident sparked a massive manhunt and led to increased security measures in courtroom across the country. Nichols was eventually convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The incident also had a profound impact on the families of the victims and on the wider community. In the aftermath of the shooting, there were calls for stricter gun control laws and improved courthouse security measures to prevent similar tragedies from happening in the future. Overall, the shooting at the Georgia courtroom was a horrific event that highlighted the importance of safety and security measures in the justice system. Number 2. On October 16, 1995, a man named George Henner drove his pickup truck through the front window of a Luby's cafeteria in Killeen, Texas, and opened fire with a handgun, killing 23 people and injuring 27 others. Henner then fled to a nearby army base, where he engaged in a shootout with police and ultimately took his own life. In the aftermath of the shooting, it was revealed that Henner had a history of mental illness and had been involved in a protracted legal battle with his family over his inheritance. In fact, just a few months before the shooting, Henner appeared in court to contest his father's will. The shooting at Luby's cafeteria was a devastating tragedy that left a lasting impact on the community of Killeen and on the nation as a whole. The incident also led to increased scrutiny of gun control laws and the need for improved security measures in public spaces, including courthouses. While the shooting did not occur in a courtroom specifically, it serves as a reminder of the potential dangers that can arise in any public space, including those associated with the justice system. Number 3. On April 26, 2013, defendant Curtis Algier was in a Utah courtroom for a hearing related to charges of aggravated murder and robbery. During the hearing, Algier became agitated and began arguing with his court-appointed attorney, prompting the judge to order him restrained. As the court-appointed attorney tried to leave the courtroom, Algier grabbed a pen and began stabbing him repeatedly in the head and neck. The attack was caught on camera and quickly made national headlines. Algier was ultimately charged with aggravated assault for the attack and sentenced to life in prison for the aggravated murder and robbery charges he was originally in court for. The attack on the defense attorney highlights the potential danger that can be present in courtrooms, even when defendants are restrained. It also underscores the importance of safety protocols and training for court personnel and law enforcement officials who work in and around courtrooms. Number 4. In 2014, a defendant named Rasheen Everett was in a North Carolina courtroom for a hearing related to a 2012 robbery and shooting. During the event, Everett became agitated and attacked a witness who was set to testify against him. Everett pulled out a razor blade and slashed the witness's face, causing injuries that required over 200 stitches to repair. The attack was caught on camera and quickly made national news. The witness was taken to a hospital for treatment and the courtroom was cleared while Everett was restrained and taken into custody. Everett was charged with assault with a deadly weapon and his trial was delayed to allow the witness time to recover from his injuries. The attack on the witness highlights the potential danger that can be present in courtrooms, even when security measures are in place. It underscores the importance of safety protocols and training of court personnel and law enforcement officials who work in and around courtrooms, as well as the need for vigilance and caution when dealing with potentially volatile defendants. Number 5. In 2020, a defendant named Jamil Hubbard was in a New Jersey courtroom for a hearing related to charges of assaulting a police officer. During the hearing, Hubbard became agitated and attacked the prosecutor, Jennifer Morrill, with a knife. Hubbard allegedly lunged at Morrill, stabbing her in the face and neck. court officers quickly intervened and subdued Hubbard, while Morrill was rushed to the hospital for treatment of her injuries. She required surgery and several days of hospitalization before being released. The attack on Morrill highlights the dangers that can be present in courtrooms, even with security measures in place. It underscores the importance of safety protocols and training for court personnel and law enforcement officials who work in and around of courtrooms, as well as the need for vigilance and caution when dealing with potentially violent defendants. Hubbard was charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault for the attack on Morrill. Number 6. In March 2005, the defendant Brian Nichols was being tried for rape when he overpowered a deputy and took her gun. He then proceeded to the courtroom where he was being tried, where he shot and killed the judge, a court reporter, and a deputy. He then fled the courthouse, carjacked several vehicles, and went on a shooting spree, killing a federal agent and a federal prosecutor before being apprehended the next day. The shooting shocked the Atlanta community and prompted a massive manhunt for Nichols. During the manhunt, schools and businesses were closed, and residents were advised to stay indoors. Nichols was eventually captured after a tip from a woman who recognized him from news reports and saw him outside her apartment. Nichols was sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murders. The incident led to increased security measures in courthouses across the country to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future. Number 7. In July 2015, a defendant named Larry Darnell Gordon was in court for sentencing on charges of attempted murder and firearms violations. During the sentencing hearing, Gordon suddenly attacked the court officer, Deputy James Atterbury Jr., grabbing his gun and shooting him and 2 other people in the courthouse. One of the victims, retired police officer Paul Bolthouse, later died from his injuries. After the shooting, Gordon tried to escape the courthouse but was tackled by other officers and taken into custody. He was eventually sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of Paul Bolthouse and the attempted murder of Deputy Atterbury and another officer. The incident prompted a review of courthouse security procedures across the state of Michigan, with many courthouses increasing security measures such as metal detectors and armed guards. It also highlighted the dangers faced by court officers and other personnel in the justice system, who often work in close proximity to defendants who may be volatile or dangerous. Number 8. In 2019, a defendant named Brandon Hurst was in a Tennessee courtroom for a hearing related to a charge of attempted murder. Suddenly, he pulled out a razor blade and attacked his own lawyer, cutting the lawyer's throat. Chaos erupted in the courtroom as deputies rushed to subdue Hurst and provide medical assistance to the injured lawyer. The lawyer, named Blake Nichols, survived the attack but required significant medical treatment. The incident highlighted the potential danger that can arise in a courtroom, even when security measures are in place. Hurst was charged with attempted murder and other crimes related to the attack. Number 9. In 2011, a defendant named Mark Payne was on trial in an Arizona courtroom for stabbing a man to death in a convenience store. During the trial, Payne suddenly pulled out a pen and attacked a key witness, stabbing him in the neck. The witness, who was the victim's friend, had been testifying about the events leading up to the murder. The courtroom erupted in chaos as the witness tried to defend himself, and court officials rushed to intervene. Payne was eventually subdued and taken into custody. The witness, although injured, survived the attack and was able to continue testifying. Payne was ultimately found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. The incident served as a stark reminder for the potential dangers that can arise in a courtroom, even with security measures in place. Number 10. In 2018, a shocking incident took place in a Utah courtroom when a defendant lunged at the judge with a pen during the hearing. The man, identified as Christopher Clay Rudd, was appearing in court of charges of drug possession and theft. As the judge was speaking, Rudd suddenly grabbed the pen and charged toward her. However, a court bailiff was quick to react and tackled the defendant, preventing any harm from coming to the judge. The incident was caught on camera and quickly went viral, with many expressing shock and disbelief at the brazen attack in a courtroom setting. Following the incident, Rudd was charged with attempted aggravated assault, and the judge praised the bailiff's quick actions in preventing any harm from occurring. It's important to remember that while these events are shocking, they are also rare occurrences. Despite the risks, judges, lawyers, and court personnel continue to work every day to ensure that justice is served. What did you think of our list? Did we miss any notable events? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative videos like this.